Wolfie here, just to report in. I'm hiker number 2. That's Subman right there. He's hiker number 3. We saw hiker number 1, but he was filling all long-term parking passes. We were registering didn't get to talk to him. And then we also talked to hikers 5 and 6. We're all starting at Springer Mountain today. But catch you later in a few days maybe. It's a balmy 28 degrees up here. That is a beautiful view. So it was just at the top of Springer Mountain. I'm hiker number 2 when I registered this morning. And my wife and son brought me up to the trailhead and dropped me off, and I hiked up the mile from the trailhead to Springer and signed in. And last thing my wife said to me before she kissed me goodbye was, "I love you, honey, but you are crazy." And down at the bottom of the mountain at that time, it was like 30.8 degrees and about a 15-mile-an-hour wind, and she was shivering to death. And I was just getting ready to take off and start hiking. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about really quick is I had a trail journal that I was planning on carrying, but I went ahead and left it at home. But I took some pictures of the pages so I could reference some of the stuff. And the very first question is, why do you want to hike the Appalachian Trail? And these are all pre-questions, so I thought I'd answer them as I'm hiking. For me, there's no real good reason. It is all about this is southern terminus of the Benton McKay where it meets the AT. There's no real good reason, except that, I really don't know. It's just a personal challenge for me. I like backpacking, I like hiking, I like the outdoors. I think when I got to hiking and got my real first good views at the top of the mountain, it was almost like a religious experience for me that, look what God's made kind of thing. And no offense to anybody out there, but organized religion is just not for me. To me, not everybody, but a lot of times when I look at the way churches are ran and the way they do things, churches, even the big ones, do a lot of good, don't get me wrong, but to me it's too much of a business. And it's, they're good people, but I see a lot of fakes there, and that's just me being my typical self, I guess. I can't think of the word right now, but not to be down on anybody else, but to me, when I get out here, this is where I see God, out in nature. And not to say that I don't believe, in Christian values. I really do, but this is, like I said, this is my church, and I like being out here. With that being said, beyond that, it's just a personal challenge for me. And I plan on finishing, I really do, but I may not. And, somewhere along the line, I'll have to make peace of that, or I'll be out here like a lot of other hikers. I'll keep trying until I do. But I made a promise to somebody, and I'm going to do this every day, and everybody's going to wonder about it. And until somebody asks the question, I probably won't answer, and when I do, I'll answer in comments. But good morning, Wookie. I love you. And for everybody else, that's TTFN. Ta-ta for now. I'll see you further down the trail. So even on Springer Mountain, you can see some of the damage from Hurricane Helene, kind of minor here, but you know, you can definitely see where the blowdowns are, and they had to cut through. So I'm about a half mile on the other side of the trailhead parking lot. On the way down, right as I was getting to the trailhead, I passed hikers numbers 4, 5, and 6. Subman's a little bit ahead of me somewhere. I've kind of been lollygagging around, just letting it sink in that I'm actually out here hiking on this trail. Everybody kept asking, are you excited? Are you excited? And, you know, I'm like, yeah, maybe. But as I was coming down off of Springer, I noticed I was coming down without my trekking poles. And I was basically skipping over the rocks. So I guess my body's excited to be out here. I don't think it's hit my mind yet. That's my first stream crossing, or 2 stream crossings. I think I forgot to hit record. So, just in case I didn't get stream crossing number 1 because I forgot to hit record, I'll get this little one. And, you know, just in case, I want to apologize if I offended anybody about my comments about churches and religion earlier. I didn't mean to. I just thought it was important for you to understand that why I'm out here hiking the trail. And, you know, I could have left that part out and just said, yeah, this is my church. And this is where I feel closest to God, and I should have done it. I apologize if I offended anybody. And by later, I mean now. So I'm not going to film this one. It looks a little bit more treacherous than the last one I was on. So I'm going to cross it and then head up those stairs. And then I'll see everybody later. So I made it to Long Creek Falls. Taking a quick pack off break. Go down here and see it. But I was not expecting so many day hikers. Subman caught up with me back here. I was kind of snacking on the trail, taking my time and eating, and he caught back up with me. But that man has a wealth of knowledge. This is his backyard. This is where he trains for his hikes. So he knows the ins and outs of it all. Where to stay, you know. So if I go for the shelter at 15-something miles, that means I would have to go over Sassafras Mountain, which had to be towards the end of the day, which will make it, I don't think it normally would be that tough a climb, but at the end of the day it would be. But we'll see. Anyway, let me get down here and show you the falls so I can get back to my pack. Well, it's not Amacola, but it's still impressive. Wow. I think the first time I saw this on an AT video was when I was following Jay Wonders out. So this is the Blue Blaze to the Hawk Mountain Shelter. This was my goal for the day. I'm gonna stop here and eat something. But I stopped back there stream and got a liter of water. And I could have sworn I saw Subman in front of me. So I think he's just getting here too. He kept going at the falls while I stopped and took a quick sightseeing tour. he's seen those falls probably 100 times since this is his backyard, so to speak. But we'll get down here and show you what a AT shelter looks like, at least for this area. So this is a three-sided shelter. Here's a double-decker. You can sleep up to 12. Right there's bare cables. We've got a bare box there, another bare box down there, and way down off in the distance is a privy. And there's a water source. That's what most shelters have in common. There are a few exceptions. Most notably in the Smokies, they have huge shelters, but none of them, except for a few, have privies. But I just stopped, ate a little bit, packing the rest of it out to the next place, wherever I make it. I'm going to try that for the next shelter. That means night hiking, even though I said I wasn't going to do it, I am. And I'll be moving on here in just a minute. Had a quick respite here with the Subman. I've been playing leapfrog all afternoon. It's 2:28, sunset's at 5:15. We did eight some miles in just a little under 4 hours. But moving on down the trail, it still hasn't really got much above freezing. So it's supposed to be like 40 some degrees today, and it's still freezing. Later. So you can't really see elevation very well on camera, but I am about to climb Sassafras Mountain. It is 4:20. I've got about 55 minutes before sunset. Gorgeous views. Again, you can't really tell on camera, but gorgeous views all afternoon. And I'm gonna go up and over Sassafras and see how far I make it on the other side. So I've just crested Sassafras Mountain. My pace since the last shelter has definitely slowed down, and for a number of reasons. One, the trail has gotten a lot rougher, more steep inclines, a lot of rocks on the trail, so you have to watch your footing. Number two is, it's late in the day for me. I've already done 8 miles, but I think the main reason is I'm trying to control my sweat. I'm sweating right now because I stopped to start filming, but I've been trying to control my sweat, so I haven't had to take off any layers. It has probably just started to warm up in the last hour. You can see the sun's out, hit me in the face just as it's beginning to set. I've got like 5 minutes before official sunset, and I've got like 4.1 miles to go for the shelter, so I'll definitely be hiking at night. Got a little turned around coming out of the shelter and started going uphill, and that wasn't the trail. It was just where like a game trail had been washed, and it looked like people had been walking on it a lot. So I did take a slightly wrong turn and probably wasted 10 minutes and had to backtrack. Subman is up in front of me somewhere. Sassafras Mountain wasn't that bad. Coming up from that side, there's a lot of switchbacks, and I just took my time, took a couple breaks on the mountain, broke out a couple snacks along the way, a beef stick, and started crushing into a bag of Skittles, and the sugar from the Skittles after the beef stick definitely gave me my energy back. But getting ready to drop down into Cooper's Gap. There's some small climbs before I get to the shelter, and a couple places to camp. Most likely I'll push on to the shelter. I was talking to Subman, and like I said before, he knows this area so well. I asked him what the chances are that once I got there, that I'd have the shelter to myself. And the reason I asked him is primarily I didn't want to go in and disturb somebody who's in there, trying to catch some sleep. But I'll be breaking out the headlamp soon enough, and I will talk to you later down the trail. So I made it to Cooper's Gap, and this is where Subman's staying. It's another 3.6 to the next shelter. I'm gonna go ahead and go for it. Let me turn you around. So yeah, it's 3.6, and on the pessimist side of things, that'll take me 2 hours probably in night hiking. Definitely slow down a lot, especially coming downhill. You don't stop, but the trail's a lot rougher. But so I take my time coming down. But anyway, I might be getting out the my light here pretty soon. It's darker than what it seems to be on camera. But anyway, see you guys later. So this is Justice Creek, and I've got to work my way across that. Definitely won't have the phone out when that happens, but I'm just taking a quick pack off break. I've got 1.6 miles to the shelter, and for those of you, you know, it got a lot easier after I got off the Sassafras Mountain. The trail became a lot, I could pick up my pace. I've been hiking for just an hour, and I've made it well over 2 miles in an hour. So I think about another 45 minutes to an hour after I leave here, I should be at the shelter. But as you can see, there's stairs going up out of here. There's stairs coming down in, so there is a climb in and out of Justice Creek. So I just made it to the turnoff for the shelter. There's a chance that somebody might be there, so this might be the last thing you hear until tomorrow. If there's nobody there, I'll give an update or something to close out the video.